and then 2, that Saquon Barkley could get the tag again.
I think it would be difficult to mismanage this process worse than what they've actually done, right?
How do you really feel?
Well, seriously, they had the choice last year of we have 1 franchise tag and 2 players that theoretically need it, Saquon or the quarterback that we're not 100% sure on. They were like, well, let's skip over the knowing about it stage. Let's just give Daniel Jones the contract, and that frees up the franchise tag for Saquon Barkley to keep him around for a year, and then we let him walk next season because he's going to want too much money. So that was like the only saving grace of that dynamic last offseason is that they didn't commit long-term to Saquon Barkley and they could walk away when the price tag got too big. Instead, they're doubling down on it and saying, well, let's just make the tag even bigger and use the tag on him again. That's crazy.
Yeah. At least, I mean, the one good thing I think is that the criticism of locking up a running back is...
And he was great last year, by the way. Like, this is independent of whether Saquon Barkley was good or not last year.
Yeah. There was a point where it did feel like their offense was different when he was healthy. You know, the on-off splits, which we always say are noisy, and they're noisy in part because, hey, Saquon came back last year, and everything was so bad that it didn't really matter how good he was, right? When Daniel Jones was out there and they had a Jones run thread, like, they did run a pretty efficient offense in 2022, and Barkley was a big part of that. But last year, when the O-line was just that bad, you have the revolving door at quarterback, you have outside of Cutlets making a little run there. It was pretty in Tyrod, little run, sorry. But it was rough offensively. So Saquon's not the game changer there. I think the one good thing there is you're not locking him up. You know, you're not tied to him long term. That's the one palatable part, I think, of the franchise tag, even if it's a lot of money in that 1 year.
I feel like the decision-making process of the Giants front office over the last year or so has simply, it all screams just a lack of self-control and discipline. Like, you know what you should be doing in this situation, but instead it's too tempting to keep Saquon Barkley around, so you're going to do the thing that you know you probably shouldn't do, which is give him a second franchise tag, which bumps the price tag up to, 125% of the franchise tag last year. It's too much. Like, you know that the correct decision at this point is to let him walk, cash in on a comp pick, just don't pay the big long-term money, go somewhere else, draft another running back in the 3rd round or the 4th round. Instead, you're, not quite repeating the mistakes from last year, but it's the same theme.
And the idea of the value of the running back is after everything is in place, Saquon could be a really valuable player for, say, the Dallas Cowboys or a team that has quarterback, receiver, good offensive line, and then it's like, oh, we need to take this run game to the next level. The Giants are working the other way, where the whole foundation needs to be taken care of first.